What is God calling the church to do at this pivotal moment in our history? Pope Francis has invited all Catholics around the world to walk together and dream together to answer that very question. And not just the people in the pews and the clergy and the religious, but also those living on the margins of society, those who don't participate in the life of the church. He's asking us to come together in a gathering called a Synod and have a serious conversation about the future of our diocese, our parishes, and the universal church, open to the inspiration of the Holy Spirit and unburdened, as the Holy Father put it, by the idea that, quote, we've always done it this way, unquote. Even more to the point, the Pope wants to bring this spirit of encounter and renewal into the daily life of the church, to force all of us out of our comfort zones and to initiate a journey down a path that fosters unity, mission, and the revitalization of our entire church. To accomplish this, the Holy Father is asking us to see our life in the church and the people in our world in a different light. He's asking us to be guided in that conversation by these principles. A profound understanding that we are all companions in the church journeying together. A commitment to listen to God and others, even when what they say is deeply challenging to us. A willingness to speak forthrightly in dialogue in confronting the wounds in our ecclesial life. An authentic sense of the co-responsibility of all in the life of the church. An ongoing effort to bring to the center all those who presently lie on the margins of our church. And the exercise of authority and decision-making in a manner that reflects the dignity and the wisdom of all. That journey begins now, and that is why we are here today. Thank you all for coming. I am especially grateful for the work of the volunteers who will document and help guide the group discussions at the heart of this Synod and today's gathering. Please join me in praying today for the intercession of the Holy Spirit in guiding your work.
As Bishop McElroy explained, Pope Francis is calling us to listen to one another and hear together what God is calling the Church to do. To accomplish that, the diocese is holding a consultation, or Synod. Our diocese is not new to this process. In 2016, we held a Synod called Embracing the Joy of Love that centered on the Pope's call to renew our ministry in marriage and family life in light of today's realities. 3 years later, we held a Synod called Christ Lives, a time of dreams and decisions, focused on how to engage and serve youth and young adults. It's important to note that your words and ideas mattered in these consultations and transformed how we serve the faithful in San Diego and Imperial counties. You might ask, why have another Synod? This consultation is not centered on a single pastoral area, such as family life. Rather, it's focused on the way the Church walks with the faithful and how we all listen to each other in the life of the Church. We will be examining to what extent does our local church use the synodal principles that the bishop outlined? How can we work better so all our voices have an opportunity to be heard? This matters because the Holy Father is inviting all of us to actively participate in revitalizing the Church. The Church needs all of us at this critical moment. At the diocese, the Synod will be conducted in 3 phases. The first one involves listening in 2 fundamental ways. We will be listening to one another in small group sessions at parishes, schools, and at church-affiliated groups. We will reach out to young people and to those who live on the margins of society, like refugees, the homeless, and the incarcerated. We will also listen to the faithful through a survey we will conduct in the months to come. The insights we gather will be submitted to the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops and to the Vatican to be used in a worldwide synod in 2023. Our diocese is going further than that, however. We are holding a second phase that centers on discernment. The diocese has organized 2 commissions made up of diverse leaders in our Catholic community, one in San Diego and the other in the Imperial Valley, to guide our synod and analyze the insights from the group sessions and the survey. They will propose ways to ensure that all voices are heard consistently in the life of our local church at all levels. Our final phase will center on action, implementing concrete ways to move forward. This process begins for you right now, as participants in our small group sessions. My colleague explains how they will work.
Today is all about effective listening and participation. We will be doing that in small group sessions called circles or councils. Talking and listening in a circle has been used throughout time in many cultures. Circles are a way of communicating with each other as a community in a respectful, authentic way. They can be used for a variety of reasons, including building community and relationships, addressing specific issues, and providing a safe space for simply listening to one another. We will be using this format to give each participant in your group the opportunity to answer 3 questions, encouraging them to share a part of their story and their relationship with our church. The questions are straightforward, centered on the broad themes of joy, disappointment, and hope in the life of our church. Following this video, each small group will answer the questions. Each group will have about 60 to 75 minutes to answer them. A facilitator will guide the dialogue in each group. In addition, each group will have a designated note-taker that will record some of the answers and perhaps even a few noteworthy quotes. Please know that all quotes and information will be used anonymously, not attributed to any individual by name. I think we can all agree that our world is deeply polarized and that we can take more time to really listen to one another. A circle provides a setting and a method to listen and speak to each other without interrupting or being disrespectful. It may be helpful to think of this circle experience as a sacred time, a sacred encounter with the people you journey with and share your faith. Like most of life experiences, the circle session has a beginning, a middle, and an end or closing. The beginning includes a dedication or a prayer. In this case, your facilitator will lead the prayer. The middle, the reason for the circle, answers the questions. We are asking each participant to answer 3 of them. The closing usually involves heard and experienced, or simply stating one word that best describes your feelings at the moment. There are no hard and fast rules when participating in a circle. We do ask each participant to agree to 4 intentions that enable a meaningful, respectful dialogue. Are speaking from the heart, listening from the heart, being spontaneous, and being lean. I will take a moment to briefly explain them. Speaking from the heart is the essence of the circle experience, and it literally means to speak from your heart in contrast to speaking from your mind. This is about feelings and an opportunity to speak from your own experience with honesty about the question presented to you. Most importantly, there is no right or wrong answer. Your feelings are your feelings. Speaking from the heart may make us a little bit vulnerable, but it allows us to connect with each other in a deeper way. Listening with your heart is speaking from the heart. Listening from the heart means to listen intently and openly to what the speaker is saying. It means to listen without judgment, giving your full attention and respect to the person who is speaking. Being spontaneous means to not rehearse in your mind what you are going to say when it is your turn to answer the question. Rather, active listening to what each speaker is saying, and when it is your turn to speak, trust that you, inspired by the Holy Spirit, will say what is necessary to tell your story and connect with your fellow participants. Being lean means to be brief in what you say, recognizing that there is limited time to speak because an ideal circle experience provides the opportunity to be heard. In our group sessions, every participant should have about 3 minutes to answer each question, for a total